using that, but for the sake of for the sake of this video's relevance, let me tell you this. At some point, I've made an amount of money that is around 40,000 rand from social media. I'm talking about a month, not a year. I'm talking about a month, right? Where if you understand how to use your social media platforms and how to monetize Instagram, as we spoke about Instagram earlier on, how to monetize Twitter, how to monetize. In today's episode, I want to give you 7 internet business that you can start at the comfort of your home, right? Obviously, what you definitely need the internet. That's just the bottom line, right? But 7 new easy business ideas that you can start, right? I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've done in connection to this 7 business ideas. Some of the things that are here, I am currently doing them, right? And some of the things that are here, things that I need to implement in my life, right? So it just speaks of it's an evidence enough to say you need to do all these new business ideas, 7 internet business ideas that you need to start, or you can start at the comfort of your home, right? You guys need to understand this, right? The world has shifted, right? And it has shifted drastically, and it continues to shift. You need to catch up, because if you're not gonna catch up, right, you're gonna be like Nokia. Look at where Nokia is today. Nokia used to be the #1 cell phone brand in this country, but look at where it is today, right? It has been overtaken by other brands simply because they failed to adapt when it was necessary for them to adapt. So a lot of people know for a fact that back in the days, this is how we used to get jobs. We get that, we understand, but things have changed. So now you need to have the advantage because you are a member of this YouTube channel. So because you are a member into this YouTube channel, we need to give you tips as to listen, adjust, shift things. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I tell you, please, please take it serious, right? Whatever I tell you, please take it serious because it is that serious and it will change your life. Life has already changed. So things like people now are working at home, but they are earning a good salary. So look, things have changed. Please change your mindset. And this video is going to change your mindset, provided that you watch this video from the beginning. There's another thing that I know and I'm guaranteed of that is going to change your mind and it's going to change my mind too. You need to change your mind and subscribe now. Like the video now. Comment in the comment section below now. And you need to share this video now. I want to start with business, 7 passive income ideas to make money and build wealthy in 2024, right? I want to start with this key, right? Business idea number 7, something that you need to do in 20 as of now, let's not even count years. Number 1, you need to build a website. And people need to understand the importance of a website. When I say build a website, I'm not saying be the one that build a website for yourself, but think about it. I've recently designed a media company, or I've recently registered my own media company. I am an author. I have my books, right? I have other podcasts. This is my book, right? I've got other podcasts, right? Except this one, right? I need to create a personal website where I am going to link some of the things into one website. When you want to purchase the book, you're just going to go to that website. Whose service do I need? Your service. I need to create a website for my company so that when people wants to know about my media company, what do I offer in my media company? I will just say, go to this website. We've got every information that you need, right? Everything must be on that website. Who do I need? For me to accomplish that, I need you. So, look, the thing is, it's that easy. That, look, I fail to understand To acquire such a skill, guys, it is that easy. You can learn this thing online and boom, you know what I'm saying? You're doing website for other people. Now let's also talk about the following one. Do you have a qualification or do you have a certain experience? It does not matter what type of experience you have, but the number 6 business that you need to do is to create online courses, right? You have no idea of how much people are buying online courses. I'll give an example. I'm starting a new business, right? That is made. I've ventured into this media business, right? Do you know what I did? I'm learning a lot online, most of the time on YouTube. What if there's a person that offers course? I'm giving you just a perfect example. Do you know how many videos I needed to watch for me to compile the type of material that I need to buy for my studio, right? Do you know how many videos I needed to watch? What if there was somebody that created a video or a course that explains each and every single thing that I need and differentiate it to say if you need a setup on this size, these are the things that you need to have from cameras, mics, cables, HDMI cables, and all the stuff. What if there was a person that designed such a course? Or maybe let's say you are a teacher. Why don't you design online courses? Why don't you start teaching people online classes on YouTube, right? It's free of charge. You don't even have to pay for that. Why don't you take the knowledge that you have? You're an engineer. Or let's say you are very good in maths, right? Why don't you teach people maths online, simplify maths, and create a YouTube channel where you are teaching people online, we are doing online classes about mathematics, right? You are breaking each and every single thing. If, for instance, you are a teacher, you are good at science, right? Why don't you break it down for us online, right? You can break this thing down to such an extent that it's easy to consume. Even if, even those that are not necessarily studying or currently studying, but look at this, ne? You can make it so interesting that even us, we will feel or we will see the need to actually learn from you. But look at this, look at this from this perspective. They will forever look, a student will forever be there, student that wants to learn a particular subject. That's where you're coming in. That was a business idea number 6. Now let's get into business idea number 5. Business idea number 5 is editing. Now look, in the beginning, I told you I've got a podcast. I actually have more than one podcast, right? I can tell you this now. I'm starting a debate show next year. One of the things that I need is a person that that is called a videographer. A videographer is a person that can create. It's a person that can edit videos. You understand? If you are a person who edit videos, you are called a videographer. Why don't you learn this skill, guys? There's something always when I'm in front of a camera, right? There's always something my nose will inch right. It will be inching right now. Here, my nose is inching, so that's what I'm trying to address. And you can see it's empty. It's not like there's something in my nostrils. There's actually nothing. But nevertheless, let's continue here. So why don't you learn such skills? It's free. It like guys, it's free in a sense that the editing you can learn it from people online on YouTube, find such and then provide value to some of us. We like I'm telling you now, I am gonna hire that person for my podcasts, right? So you need to understand that if you are broke, it's not because you are really cursed to that an extent that you must die broke. It's because you do not want to use your own brain to have money or to make money. Right, let's continue now with business idea number 4. Create and monetize a popular local news on an Instagram page or an Instagram page. What we mean here is that how can I break it down for you? You see, if you go on Instagram, for instance, you will see people posting nudes. That's what celebrities these days. That's what they do. They are posting their obnoxious pictures there, which really, when you're looking at them, you're like, this is prostitution. But they're never gonna confess it. They wanna portray it as a what. But look, nevertheless, they've got following for posting that. But then there's a new trend where I saw it even on Twitter, where people are posting like a recent incidents, people will show you that, okay, this is this person almost get hijacked, or this is how this person got hijacked. This is what happened to a particular police who was doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows you things that are happening going, look, on people on a day-to-day life, like look, videos of things happening. The other time I was on Twitter, I saw a fake cop in Free State. It was captured on camera, posted on Twitter. So you're doing something like that. When you build that type of a brand, people begin to recognize that brand and gravitate towards that brand. When it is big enough, people who, I'll give an example. If you are used to posting things that are happening locally, yeah, things that sometimes will not make it to the mainstream media, what you are building is that you are building a brand that can resonate with a lot of people. So what will happen is that in a long run, when you have the numbers, everybody that wants anything to be posted. Maybe let's say, look, my house got robbed, and I have that on footage. I wanna get those people. I will come to you and ask you to post that for me and share it to your members or their subscribers or your followers. Look, I'm gonna pay for that. Companies will pay to have their product posted on your pages. That's just simple money sitting at home. With this one, you don't even need a laptop or whatever. You just need a smartphone. That's it, right? Then you go around collecting things that are happening, taking pictures of things that are happening in society, be it a restaurant, be it what, but anything that is happening in society, you can plug some other businesses with this business. Like the likes of Pepandaba in South Africa, look at what they are doing on Instagram. They are building a meaningful brand on Instagram just by posting these little things. So what I'm trying to say is, you need to understand look, what you need to understand is that, um look, these days, you don't need to be at the office to make the same money that this person who's sitting in the office is making, right? Or I know I spoke a broken English right there, but you don't need to be in the office to make probably 20,000 rand. You need to know how to make 20,000 rand without being at the office and having more time at your hand. What a better way of doing that by the local rather than local, you know what I'm saying? But just posting things, you understand? And other people consume that thinking it's just an entertainment. Well, while you are offering value to them, you are actually making a business. People will want to advertise. And let me tell you this, I'm gonna simplify this for you. You need to understand this now. Once you have an audience, it's equals to wealth. That's how television works. What they do, they create a fantastic and nice program that is going to be watched by more people. As a result of having those people watching that project or that program, what happened is that the people or the companies that wants to advertise during that time, they will be charged based on the number of people who are watching that particular show or program. To get a point, that's how money is made, either on YouTube, radio, television, all this thing. Money is coming from that. When they buy music, channel, for instance, that are known of look are known to have to play music 24 hours, they make money from people advertising in that channel. That's just a simple. Don't get it confused. So that's what you need to master in this thing. Once you master this, then you have a business. Let's go into business idea number 4. Let's talk about like a retail and online arbitrage, right? This one, let me read this note, right. This one will take some overhead for the correct software, and you will need money to purchase the inventory of the product to sell. But it's easy. But it's easy and a great way to earn some cash. So this one, you can talking about reselling product, retail and reselling product, and selling product. Let me say so. In South Africa, we've got what we call it take a lot. Take a lot is where we sell most of our product, right? I went to a certain place and I checked this, right? I bought these t-shirts. There were about 6 of them. I bought it. I bought this T-shirt around. Look, I think I spent around 219 rand with 6 T-shirts. Some of them I got it around 30 rand. Some of them 38 rand. You know what I'm saying? So I bought this T-shirt because I have an online store on Take a Lot, right? But before I could sell this T-shirt to people, I was like, I wanna test this product and see it myself if it is a good enough product, so that I don't sell a product that people will come and complain and say things that I don't understand. I needed to buy the product, wear the product myself, then I can attest that okay, this product is good or bad. Mind you, there is a person who's sitting somewhere in KZN that does not have access to these T-shirts at 30 rand. There is a person who's sitting somewhere in Eastern Cape, somewhere in Western Cape, somewhere in Mpumalanga, somewhere in Mikkelberg, somewhere in Wynberg, somewhere in Randberg, somewhere in you know what I'm saying, in rural areas. They are looking for things like this. And I checked shops that are situated in rural areas. You'll find this same thing that I bought at 35 rand. You'll find it there, and it's costing 180. It's a plain T-shirt. You're like, wait a minute, a plain T-shirt, 100, 150, 180. This is business. You can I've just made an example about this product. Where I went, where I saw these things, I actually saw that you can find almost everything that you can think of. It's just that you cannot buy products like 1-1. If you buy 1-1, some of them, they don't even sell 1-1. They sell bulk. So you need to buy in bulk. That's it. But it's not expensive. The other time I checked, if I were to buy something in bulk there, it was around 5,000 rand, right? For me to buy that product in bulk and then resell that product. What I'm trying to say is, think of it like that. There is always a person that is looking to buy what you think, this is too available. Maybe we are all exposed to this. No, there are hundreds of people who does not have access to these things. So what if I were to take these things and sell it to them, right? And I know if I were to sell these things on Take a Lot, these plain T-shirts. Oh, let me tell you a story, by the way. Somebody once told me this, that there come a time, and this is a lady. She was like, there come a time where we just want to buy something plain, a plain T-shirt, because I've got an outfit, and that outfit, I know that I will need a plain T-shirt. So this is just an example. A plain T-shirt, guys, people will forever buy them. So I know where you can get this at 30 rand. Even if you sell it at probably around 80 rand, it's still okay. I don't know how much I need to emphasize this. There are places where you can find this product, but please make sure that you don't sell products that are, because you're gonna have a lot of returns, and you will ruin your reputation on platforms such as Take a Lot. You're gonna ruin your reputation there. So please make sure that whatever you decide to sell to people, it is something that it's a quality. But I know places where you can find things like this, and many more things. I've bought things there with an intention of testing this product and see how good the product is. So you don't even need to do it on Take a Lot. If you are in rural areas, or if you know anybody that lives in rural areas, what you need to do, buy things from places like Joburg. There are places where you can find proper stuff there. Resell them. By the way, speaking of reselling, because I just want to bring you more ideas. There is a place where a person took me to that place. He says he knows many places where you see your original techies, right? Your Nike, Adidas, whatever brands you can think of. There's a place where it is a shop inside Joburg. It's probably 3-4 shops inside Joburg. I don't know where they get these shoes, but they are selling second-hand shoes. You can tell that, okay, this is a second-hand shoe, but you find a proper Nike shoe, right? Proper stuff, and you can see this is original quality. They deal with such. Do you understand what is business? The thing is, I've stayed in this point so that I can make you understand that there are more avenues. There are more, there are more, guys. Think of handbags, think of school bags, think of anything you can think of. If you want it and you are determined to get it, you will get it. I'm one of those that I'm not afraid to show people such places. The thing is, I hate people who think that they are entitled. And no, I need you to show me that you are serious. Then I will take you there. If you don't mind, you get into my Instagram and you will tell me that I will plug you. But I'm never gonna do it. Please, I'm not gonna do it for you. And hey, hi, please do this for me. No, if you are not around, then there's no way we're gonna do this. There's no way. I'm not gonna do it for you. Please. Right, and then let's get into let's get into number was it number 3? Yes, so we are on number 2 now. Number 2, let's speak about monetize a podcast. The word monetize, it comes in different ways, shapes, or form, but let me read some stats about it, right? I read something that goes along this line. Having a podcast is nothing new. According to the Exploring Topics, over 3 million podcasts are out there as of September 2023. After recording and publishing the podcast, the trick is to turn around and chop up the videos to make reels, shorts, and TikTok. The downside is you will need to record multiple podcast episodes to keep people returning for more, which is not a downside, by the way. You need to work hard. But yeah, we are not talking about how can I break it down for you here? I've got podcast. There's one that is called SA Infotainment Podcast, where I deal with trending cases and all the stuff. That's another podcast. There are many ways in which one can monetize them. Even from a Google point of view, even from a Google revenue, I can tell you this, that sometimes you can make a substantial money there just because you understand how it works, right? Money is when the podcast is monetized on with Google AdSense, right? Then also what you need to understand is that money is with you selling or promoting other brands. So you will notice that previously I spoke about having an online store or selling product or having a store, right? Think about it this way. You create a podcast. Hey, why am I damaging my things? Think about it this way. You create a podcast. You have 50,000 follower or subscribers on YouTube. You are averaging probably around 80 or 40, 50,000 views a month per episode. Okay, then I want to advertise that online store. What I do, say for instance, my online store is at Gandhi Square. So what I do, I will come to you and say, listen, I want people to know, I will ask, first of all, with YouTube, it shows you the number, the age, the country, the geographic. Where do you get where your subscribers or the people that are viewing your videos, where are they from? And it shows you their age. So I can easily sell a product knowing exactly that. Okay, here I'm dealing with people from this age to this age. People from this age to this age, usually this is what they buy. So I can easily sell you a product out of that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now that you understand, let's push it a little bit further. What I'm telling you is not something that I'm not doing myself, but it's something that it's a work on that. Look, something that I'm working on, right? And the way I want to do it, I wanted to do it also. I wanted to advertise my own business using my own podcast, right? That's a better way of doing things. You can build brands, and then from that brands, you make any income of your choice from that brand. What I'm trying to get you to understand here is monetizing a podcast, you are not just looking at making money on YouTube, Google revenue, and Google revenue alone, but you are looking at making money, right? You are looking at making money in different ways, shapes, or form. People, when they want to advertise, they will have to come to you, right? So those are the things that I want us to consider. that there are many ways to make money. But also, when you have or if you own platforms such as a podcast, you build trust with people. People, especially if you are authentic, you build trust with people. You have no idea of how much that can help you. It goes a long way. So you build what we call it a digital footprint that goes a long way. I'll give an example. The other time I walked into an FNB bank branch, and boom, somebody recognized me and say, "I know you." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then the other time I walked into a certain event, guess what? Somebody recognized me and they were like, that person was like, "I know you. I've seen you." I walked into a different event, somebody recognized me and said, "I know you. I've seen you." I walked into certain places and somebody says, "I know you." You know what I'm saying? You know what it does? Even if sometimes something were to happen, because you are a person who has that reputation yana online, it helps you with a lot of things. You build that reputation. That is something that I want you to consider. Even when it comes to a brand, once you build that brand using the podcast, what it does is that it helps you even when you want certain things like such as funding and all the stuff, because you've got that digital footprint. People know you, people trust you, then it becomes easy. Think about it this way: if McG's podcast was a podcast that wasn't necessarily having a lot of vulgar and some controversy around it, do you know that if McGee were to walk into many of the boardrooms, do you know that people will recognize him because of that podcast, right? Not because of the radio station that he used to work on, but because of that podcast, people will easily recognize him. Do you understand how much of a good influence it does to you? Well, I know the negative. You might say the negative is that you can't like do certain things that other people are doing in their corners. Your privacy is invaded in a way, because there are things that you can no longer do in public because of you have that reputation online. But let's look also on the bright side. If you've got nothing to hide and you are not a person who is into dark things, then there's nothing wrong. You build that things and then you can monetize that podcast in different ways, shapes, or form. That is what people need to understand. And just on the last point on this one, what people don't understand in South Africa is that we always look for AdSense revenue, and that's a problem with us. We are always focusing on AdSense revenue, right? People don't think outside the line. You need to outside the box. Sorry, you need to think outside the box as you are thinking about this thing called this thing called YouTube and monetizing and monetizing that what is this thing that podcast. You need to understand that. But here is number one that is going to surprise a lot of people, right? Why this is number one? I could have made number two number one. It was like, to me it was more or less the same. So point number two and point number one are more or less the same. But let me just decide that this one is point number one, which is monetize your social media accounts with videos and all the stuff. Let me tell you this. Something that you probably will shock you is that, do you know that out of social media, hey, at some point I made 40K just on social media, and I'm not gonna tell you the actual figure. I need to lower it so that so that people who are close to me don't necessarily have to run after me. But yeah, I don't like disclosing that. But for the sake of this video's relevance, let me tell you this. At some point, I've made an amount of money that is around 40,000 rand from social media. I'm talking about a month, not a year. I'm talking about a month, right? Where if you understand how to use your social media platforms and how to monetize Instagram, as we spoke about Instagram earlier on, how to monetize Twitter, how to monetize. By the way, Twitter these days, they even pay you, right? So you need to understand how Twitter works. They even pay people on Twitter now. You can get paid just like that on Twitter, on Facebook. People you can get paid on YouTube. You can get paid. Twitch, we are not big in South Africa in terms of Twitch, in Africa to be exactly. We are not big on Twitch. So social media people need to understand Say, for instance, on Twitter, you can write a post and make money from that. You don't necessarily need to create videos. You just need to understand how this thing works. Now that I've said that, I want you guys to think of it this way. Do not think like a consumer, but think like a content creator. All these platforms, you can build brands, and once, like TikTok as well, you build that brand. Then from there, that's how on TikTok, that's how they make money on TikTok. TikTok does not pay like YouTube. There's no AdSense avenue on YouTube. I mean on TikTok. But this is how they make money. They've got a huge following. Brands who wants to sell their things, they go to these influencers, TikTok influencers, and ask them, you know what, I want to sell my brand. How much do you charge? And then you give them your thing, and then look at how people are building their TikTok. It's super easy in a way because you don't need to have a fancy cameras. You don't need to have fancy stuff. All you need is just your normal smartphone and create videos. From there, you are good to go. As soon as you get a repeatable number, you will start working with brands. That's how easy it is. All you need to have is just internet and your smartphone. Have I disappointed in terms of sticking towards that, around this concept of local internet and smartphone? No, I haven't disappointed. What I want you guys to understand is that if you can use social media properly, you will understand the benefit of social media. Let me show you this. You see, I bought all these things that I'm using here with social media money, right? This mouse, it's Logitech, one of the expensive mouse, by the way. I don't know whether I spent 800 here on the mouse, but I was buying quality. I was more interested in quality. Speaking about quality, you see this laptop, right? This is Lenovo ThinkPad. I got to learn when I was buying this laptop that there are different types of laptop. Lenovo, for instance, there's one that is made in China. There's one that is made in America, but the brand Lenovo comes from America. So the original laptop is this one. That's why this one is always the expensive one, right? I bought this laptop using money that I received from social media. See these lights here that are lighting, the camera lights here, this light, this light, this light. I bought it using this social media money. You see this camera that I'm using right now to record this video. I bought this camera at around about 8,500. It's a second hand, by the way. The stand, everything, this thing, this table, this computer stand, this cell phone, and my other cell phone, I bought it using social media money. Hey man, these t-shirts, when I was buying them, I was using social media money. The cables and because the material that you are seeing here is just small. There's another material out there because I'm building a big podcast studio, right? So there's another material that I'm no longer using that I need to do away with. I bought it using that money. The point I'm making, the point I'm driving home, the point that I want you to understand here is that there's real money that can be made on social media, but you just need to understand how that works, right? Next year, I'm gonna be releasing my book. You see, this is my first book, but next year I'm gonna be releasing another book. Guess which money am I going to use to fund that project? I'm gonna use money that was made from social media, right? That's the point I was trying to drive home here, to say you need to understand how the social media things works. You need to understand how to utilize social media to your advantage. You are not born in 1970, 1890s, early 2000s where the only jobs that you can think of was just to go and work in a particular company. People these days, they have like a very substantial money. They do that money while they are sitting at home. They don't need to be somewhere. They don't need to be in the certain offices. No, they don't need that. You building a company, you can build a serious media company these days that only operates in things that has got to do with social media. Think about it this way. And speaking about social media, I just want you to understand we need to labor on this point and summarize everything that I've just said, so you can understand everything that I've said so far. Think about this way, right? Companies these days, they do sell things online, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, right? So think of it this way: what if you've got the material and you build your business online? Let's do it this way. What if you were to follow what I said? Build your YouTube channel, build your podcast, have that reputation, then build a media company where you can work with other companies. When they want to sell a product online, then you can sell a product. But there's more that I want you to think of. Don't worry. Don't go anywhere. Here, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know. You see, you have a very big advantage, and let me tell you where your advantage is. Your advantage is here. There is no social media degree, right? Nobody has what we call it a social media degree, and because nobody has a social media degree, nobody therefore can dictate that this is an expert, social media expert, because I have a degree, social media degree. No, right? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So what will make you a social media expert? Do you know how easy it is? All you need to have is just to have good numbers on social media. That's it. You don't need to have millions. You just need to have repeatable numbers. That's it. You may have 100,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, maybe 200, 300,000 followers on TikTok. You can consider yourself an expert, right? Right there, you are good, right? Do you see? I know for a fact when it comes to YouTube, getting those numbers, it's a bit difficult, right? But sometimes you can be like, I can tell you right now, I can tell you right now, I can tell you things that you can do on YouTube. And I can tell you that if you can do this topic and this topic and this topic, and if you can do it this way and this and this way, you're most likely to get the result. And you ask me, why am I not doing everything all at once? It's because I can't do all things all at once. That's why I'm going to employ people local starting from next year that are going to work for me, and then I'll be able to explore all the avenues. But I can tell you this: there are two people that I've trained in terms of YouTube, right? More than two people, not two people, more than two people. And I told them that, when it comes to this type of content, this is what you need to do. I'm not going to comment much on that. You will see it yourself. Building this and turn it into something substantial, something big, something, like, tell me something. I'll give you an example about it. You see how Cyan Buji in South Africa, she constantly trend, right? Do you know that when other celebrities are going through the same, they are being dragged online, do you know who they consult? Same Cyan Buji. They ask her, how do you cope with that? Right there, there's a business for you. There's a business that can be created here, where we can get Cyan Bushi to offer her services to other celebrities, but we are now the middlemen. We are making sure that we facilitate. When a person is trending, we offer our services and say, listen, you're trending, we know, and your name is being dragged. But anyway, we can help solve that. Do you know those companies, what they are called? They are called publicist companies. They deal with your public image on social media and all the stuff. There are companies that are already that are existing just to deal with your publicity. When you see other celebrities trending and all the stuff, it is because there's a company behind them that is making them trend. Forget about this thing, why they are trending and blah blah. No, forget what they are trending for. Just focus on the fact that they are trending. Celebrities, when it comes to them, they usually say this thing, bad publicity is good publicity, meaning you will hear that a person has been killed, so and so, this celebrity is no longer alive, only to find out that person is alive. It's just that they were creating a trend around his name. What I'm trying to drive you to understand in everything that I've just shown you here is this one. I need you to understand the following, that if you can build this social media digital footprint, there is no limit as to what you can do. Look, you yourself can be your own limit, but you cannot. Not only are you gonna work with brands here, but you also can create businesses out of social media companies. The other aspect that I got to learn from the other big channels that I'm following from America, for instance, this is what I've learned. In America, you must notice this when they create a music video. Most of the time, they are selling something on that music video. Did you hear me saying that? Yes. You can create look. Let's say, for instance, you create your podcast, and or you create your TikTok account. It's got a lot of numbers. Once you have the numbers, think of it this way. Let's go back to the people that taught me this method. These people, oh, there is a channel called alex.com. Alex.com can create a topic about anything, right? I'm showing you now how to things that people are doing on the social media space, how they are exploiting the space and they are killing it. What Alex does, they create a video. They do a lot of research. They're very good. So they can talk about entrepreneurial ideas and all the stuff. Whilst they are talking about entrepreneurial ideas, they can sell a particular brand. For instance, they will say to you, if they'll talk about things that you need to do as you are journeying in this entrepreneurial space or as you are navigating this entrepreneurial space. But then what they tend to do, which they are very good at it, people they will not notice. They will say, for instance, if you want to do a proper research, you must use this website, check this website. They are very good. They provide this and this and this. Look, you will definitely check that website. They've already sold you something. That's how. Hey, I just revealed something. That's how basically you can make money on social media. You can create a topic out of something, right? Say, for instance, you create a topic about why celebrities are trending and why celebrities maybe are rude, but then promote another celebrity. There's a new single that you want to promote, so you want to promote a particular celebrity. So you can talk about other celebrities while people are picking up the topic, or while you're in the middle of the topic, you promote this new celebrity. That's where money is. That basically, it can be done with all social media platforms. If you've got numbers on TikTok and you are wondering, how can I make money here? That's how you can make money. That's one way you can make money on TikTok. But the other way around is not to wait for the brands, right? Which is an option that I opted for, right? I'm going to make those announcements earlier on next year. But you don't necessarily need to wait for those brands. You don't need to wait to work with those brands. You create this podcast, you create this whole thing, but from the podcast you can sell other product. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you don't need to wait for them to come to you. You need to create your own company and promote your own company. You see the things that I told you about earlier on, where I said you can buy things and sell them. Do you remember that? Do you remember me saying that? Now that you remember me saying that, go back a little bit, rewind. If you can build, or if you want to make money, probably you have, no matter the numbers. So if you want to make money online and you are saying, Bongs, I want to make money, maybe my podcast, yes, it's making money, but it's not enough. So how do I add? How do I make more money? Then I will simply say, follow the things that I've said in the past. You know what you do? Go and find those products. And then somebody was even telling me, because where I bought these things, there's almost everything. You can find almost everything, right? Somebody even told me that, you know what you need to do? Sorry, guys. My nose is inching. I don't know why. So somebody was telling me that, you know what, the best thing that you need to do, you can turn these things into more or less like a brand, a local brand, where you buy these things, but you brand them and then you sell them, and then you take your cash. Where I found these things, right? You can think of the trending shoes, the big ones for females and males. You can think of things that people are going to be needing in the beach when they are walking, those sandals and all the stuff. Uh, they are there. You can think of things like this. They are in that big. It's more like a warehouse. It's big. They are there. You can think like anything you can think of. Anything you can think of is there. You can think of watches. They are there. You can think of teaspoons. They are there. You can think of toilet brush. It's there. You can think of your toothbrush. It's there. Anything you can think of is there. Your shoes, sneakers, they are there. They are they are not branded. You can go there, buy the sneakers, then rebrand the sneakers and sell the sneakers. You can buy this t-shirts. You can buy the shorts. You know, there are some of the shorts that I've seen at Total Sport or Sports Sense, and I forgot the other brand. I was like, I know these shorts. I know where you find them. I looked at how much they're. You see these shorts that you find them, they are into sometimes. Some of them they are into three. I saw them at Identity as well. Some of them they have three colors. You find the same first, second, and the third color. I saw them there. Look, that quality is even better than the quality that I saw at at Sponsins or whatever the Identity. That quality is even better. It's even. I saw a certain trouser that I bought at Markham's at around 650, a formal trouser. I found them in that warehouse. It was going around 108. That the quality is even look times two better than the one that I found at Markham's. But same thing, just that the quality is two times better than the one I found at Markham's. I even bought a certain trouser because I wanted to test as well. There's a trouser that I bought in one of the shops, right, as well. I looked at the quality as well, and I bought this trouser. That the other one was plain trouser, black. When I bought that trouser, I was buying it with an intention of testing the product. It's even here. I bought the trouser at around about 100 and something rand, right, in that warehouse. And then I went to a shop and I found that same trouser. It is going at around 700 rand. Same trouser, right? Same quality. If I buy it in that warehouse, it is 100 and something rand. But if I buy it there where I buy the brand and all the stuff, it is now 700. The point I'm driving home is simple, very, very simple and very straightforward. What you need to understand is how things works, right? And the other options that you have is not to sell product online, but is to build brands, is to build this online this thing. Once you have built it, then look, it gives you this income. So you can go to the same place that I'm telling you about. And then when you get there, you're not going to buy this to sell online, but you're going to buy these things, sell it to rural areas. People in rural areas I found to be very productive. So the problem is that you need to find a person that you can trust. If you are living in Joburg, for instance, you need to find a person that you can trust. Guys, my nose is inching. That's why you see me doing that. Like there's nothing, literally nothing in my nose. I'm not having flu, but my nose is inching. I don't know. Every time I stand in front of a camera, this happens. So yeah, the point I was making is that you need to find that person who is at the rural areas, a person that you can trust. I'm talking about something as well that I've done it in the past. The reason I stopped doing it is because my family was taking advantage of me. I would buy product here and give it to them. Anything that they wanted, I'll buy them, put it in the taxi, transport it via a taxi. They will get it that other side or pay. I was paying less amount of money in terms of that product because I've always been this guy who wanted to have some extra cash. Even if I'm working here, I need to have some extra cash. You know what I'm saying? Like the other time I was driving from the mall, I saw a very beautiful Range Rover. That's lady, she's selling some stuff. It's small, it's an informal settlement. She's parked a beautiful car. She's selling some stuff there. I'm like, yeah, people who understand business. These are the ones. She's probably living in a beautiful house, driving a fancy car, but she's just selling product. Just like me, you always gonna find some other cash. So I did that where I'll buy these things here and sell them in rural areas. But because you are working with family members, you know what they will do? they will sell the product, right? Yeah, they will to sell them, they'll sell it. Usually, in people in rural areas, they don't pay you cash all at once. They just pay you probably twice, look, this month and next month. You understand? So they will collect the money, and I will not get it. Sometimes I will only get half of the amount that half of the amount, and I will be told, "Ah, man, this thing didn't work." The next thing, the same people, that's why I saw them like these people are taking advantage. The same people will come back to me and say, "Yeah, but please buy this product." I'm like, "Oh, why are we buying it if people are not giving us the money?" We will get it. I will get it." I'm like, "Oh, so you are confident that you'll get it, but you told me that they are not paying. Where do you get the confidence?" I will do it the second time. Then they will do the same thing. The third time, I ended up saying, "Oh, okay. So I see that you are getting the money because you are so enthusiastic to get me buy the product, but you are telling me that people are not paying you. You shouldn't be discouraged, right?" So I saw, and then obviously you get there and people tell you stories that, "No, I uh, product like this. I bought a product like this from you, and then it was sold. Oh, what a nice product!" But you're like, "How?" They said somebody didn't pay here, but this person says I mean, to get what I'm saying. So people in rural areas, I even know what they are looking for. I can tell you exactly what they are looking for. Things like this they can easily buy. Things like your curtains they can easily buy. Your techies, the second-hand techies that I told you about. I know for a fact that they will buy it at home in rural areas. By the way, in that place where I was telling you about, it's there's a place where you can find school uniform, the shoes, the famous shoes that you're buying for school kids. I found it there, right? So things like that, you can easily buy them. You can easily get them. You can easily sell them. You can easily have product like that. You can easily make that cash. What will determine everything is here, the mindset. If you want to sell it online, I've already told you things like Take a Lot, it's still possible. Fund that business by starting a podcast or doing whatever you want to do on TikTok, raising that money. And then on TikTok, on Take a Lot, by the way, you don't need to have money to register. All you need to is just the requirements. Once you meet the requirement, they are not going to charge you anything for registration on Take a Lot. You just need to follow their process and all the stuff. What you're going to pay for is when you start selling. You're going to pay for transportation. You're going to pay for the goods. That's it, right? So to register an online store there, it's not that difficult. So it's something that is doable and you can do it true, right? Speaking about all of those things, I've shared almost most of the things that I wanted to share and demonstrated everything that I needed to demonstrate in this video. What I want you to know, or in fact, what I want to know from you is what are you doing about your life? What other businesses that you might have known, which are there, which you be like, feel like, Bongs, I feel like you did not name this and this and this. It's also one of those. I want to know all of that. The only way I can know all of that it is by you getting into the comment section below, typing any business of your choice. I will see you, Mina, on the next video. Guys, until that next video, good people, please take care.